American people. And now we have evidence. A new report that he secretly sent Putin COVID tests while withholding them from sick and dying Americans.
So I said to my people, slow the testing down, please.
Who will Trump look out for in his second term?
I think I could have a very good relationship with President Putin. I'm not disavowing that he called me a genius.
It's not you.
Hello everyone, it's QueenVLionz back to you with another video. This video pertains to a potential October surprise brought to you by Bob Woodward. Now Bob Woodward, he is releasing a book next week called War. If you don't know who Bob Woodward is, he is an acclaimed reporter via the Washington Post. Now he and his fellow colleague Carl Brittenston broke the Watergate scandal during the Nixon administration, which forced Nixon to resign prior to impeachment. The reason why Bob Woodward is making waves is he alleges in his new book, War, that Trump, the 34th count convicted felon, known as twice impeached, 4 times indicted, POTUS, loser grifter, was giving away COVID-19 tests to Russia. Now, this is not the first time that Bob Woodward has found himself in controversy, because back in 2020, he released audio of Trump acknowledging that he could not handle the COVID-19 crisis. Now, this acknowledgement was released to the general public in mid-September. So I simply posed the question, when was Bob Woodward aware of the COVID tests being sent over to Russia? I also posed this question onto IG with further context. Instead, I was informed that I was spreading partially false information. Now, I don't mind being fact-checked because I think I am not far from approach when it comes to fact-checking. My issue is, where is the lie? Bob Woodward had the acknowledgement. He knew how dangerous this virus is. He knew how dangerous Trump is. And instead of informing the American public, he chose to releasing a book. Now, I am not trying to block anybody from making money. But when will these journalists take the responsibility of informing the public of this health crisis, as this monster was willing to sacrifice the American people because of his incompetence? Now you will watch this brief clip of 45's dismissal of the COVID-19 crisis, and I will be back with my commentary.
We think we have it very well under control. We pretty much shut it down. A lot of people think that goes away in April. with the heat, we're in very good shape. Because of all we've done, the risk to the American people remains very low. View this the same as the flu. It's going to disappear. One day, it's like a miracle. It will disappear. We all together have done a very good job. We think the death will be at a very low number. I see the disinfectant. Is there a way we can do something like that by injection inside or almost a cleaning? I'm taking it. Hydroxychloroquine.
When?
Right now, yeah. You can test too much. You do know that.
Who says that?
Oh, just read the manuals, read the books.
Manuals?
Read the books.
Manual?
I think it's under control. I'll tell you what.
How? 1,000 Americans are dying a day.
They are dying. That's true. It is what it is.
Once again, it is the responsibility of the journalists to inform the public of when something this severe is happening in real time. Persons were literally dropping like flies over a virus, and this monster was downplaying the effects of the COVID-19 pandemic. In my opinion, Bob Woodward is selfish, as he could have informed the public in addition to releasing his book. There is nothing wrong with telling the truth and making money. I truly believe that Bob Woodward allowed his ego and selfish pride with having this loaded information that the American people and frankly the world could have used. He could have still made a profit even after releasing this critical information. But instead he chose to write it in a book and release it for self-profit. Now you will listen to a brief conversation that was held with 45 and Woodward prior to the book Rage release in 2020.
It goes through air, Bob. That's always tougher than the touch. You know, the touch, you don't have to touch things, right? But the air, you just breathe the air. That's how it's passed. And so that's a very tricky one. That's a very delicate one. It's also more deadly than your strenuous flus. This is more deadly. This is 5 per, this is 5% versus 1% and less than 1%, so this is deadly stuff. Well, I think, Bob, really, to be honest with you.
Sure, I want you to.
I wanted to always play it down. I still like playing it down.
Yes, sir.
Because I don't want to create a panic.
Now it is being confirmed by the Kremlin that Trump, the 34-count convicted felon, S.A., twice impeached, 4-time indicted, grifter, loser, insurrectionist, did indeed send the Kremlin COVID-19 tests to Russia during the height of the global pandemic. So my question once again is, when did Bob Woodward know about this? And why is it now that he's releasing this critical information? I am not surprised by Trump's actions. Trust me, I'm really not. This man has never been on our side, which is our side, us. This monster chose Russia over us as it pertains to the 2016 election interference from Russia. So I'm not surprised by Trump's actions. I'm disappointed that Bob Woodward, a highly respected journalist, had this critical information. Had he released it to the general public in real time, I guarantee you persons would have taken the COVID-19 pandemic seriously because of Bob's influence, not only in journalism, but across the globe. And the American people had the right to know, why was Trump withholding COVID-19 tests and giving it to another country? We need to be mindful of when we are going to the ballots. Who are we really voting for? Are we going to vote for a candidate with us in mind? Or are we going to vote for a candidate that is pro-Russia? America, this is our time to make the call. This is our time to make our votes count. It's either the prosecutor or the felon. In the words of the late Dr. Maya Angelou, a poet, author, and civil rights activist, when someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time. The choice is ours as we decide our future. Truth matters. I thank you for watching. And as always, please be safe out here, and I will see you in the next video.